But sources have told CNBC-TV18 that Novelis has filed for an IPO in the US. In fact, Nisha is here with more details on what this means for Hindalco. Nisha, over to you.
First of all, Sonia, it's a very big transaction and one of the first coming in for the Aditya Birla Group. And not just that, let me put it across that they have disclosed this confidential submission because Hindalco is a listed entity over here in India. And on the other hand, remember that Hindalco's Novelis will be one of the largest listings in the overseas market by an Indian-owned company, and second such big listing only after Bharti Airtel's Airtel Africa, which is listed in the UK. So it's a big deal. Now, what we are hearing from sources with direct knowledge, and they have shared with CNBC-TV18, that what Hindalco expects from Novelis in terms of the IPO is a valuation expectation of about $15 billion. Of course, this is an expectation, and the confidential submission gives them the ability to go ahead with roadshows and meet the investors and gauge the investor appetite, demand, and the timing of this particular IPO could be launched according to the capital markets situation in the US. Now, the second important bit, which is also going to directly impact Hindalco, is the fundraise. What I do gather from sources with direct knowledge is that $1 billion is what Hindalco is looking at raising from this particular IPO. Now, remember that unlike Indian markets, US markets do not have any restriction on the amount of stake sale via the IPO. So therefore, they can really decide, and the valuations, if accepted, they will go ahead with the launch in a couple of months if all goes well, but the timing will be decided really by the market conditions is what I gather. Also, I reached out to Hindalco on this particular matter. They have not commented on CNBC-TV18's query. Remember that Novelis was an acquisition. They have operations in US and Canada. That was done in 2007. It was listed overseas and was delisted by way of this acquisition, and is come a full circle in terms of this listing. But $15 billion, putting it in context, Hindalco is trading at closer to $13–14 billion, and two-thirds of the SOTP for Hindalco, as estimated widely by most of the brokerage houses, is owing to Novelis. But of course, there is debt component involved here. What this also does is improves the ability of Hindalco to really take care of higher capex requirements by debt equity mechanism being sorted much better with this value unlocking for Novelis.
All right, thanks a lot, Nisha, for that. Well, that's all the details on Novelis filing for the IPO in the US, but let's